Hi, this is Vivian, the Somm Next Door, and I just went wine shopping. It's been a while since I've done a proper wine haul, so I wanted to bring you guys along, kind of share with you guys the wines that I got. I'm really excited, and maybe some of the wines that I will be drinking this fall and winter. So if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, and let us get started. The other day, there's like a little square, neighborhood square near me, and I was walking around with my friend and I noticed that this wine shop was going out of business, and it said on the door that there was going to be a 30% off sale, and I was like, ooh, I'm curious. I had never been inside this wine shop before. Let's check it out. And I peek in and I was like, oh, there's some pretty good stuff in here. And all of a sudden, all these people started like coming into the store, and I was slightly in flight or fight mode because I was like, oh, I might need to move quickly on some of these wines because they might not be here in the next 10, 20 minutes. Also, I only took what I could carry, right? There was no shopping carts, nothing like that. It wasn't like Benny's or Total Wines where you can take a shopping cart and you can leisure. Like I'm like holding boxes. I'm like, hey, can I put this behind the counter to save? So it was a whole ordeal. So here are some of the wines that I got that I'm probably gonna be drinking and aren't so crazy and inexpensive, right? It is fall and Thanksgiving is rolling around. I always do a Friendsgiving. So I saw some Rieslings. Rieslings, they can get pretty pricey. This one was very inexpensive. I also don't like that they wrote all of the prices on them, but I can't, like sometimes they do it with a marker that's easy to smudge off. They did it with permanent, like Sharpie. I'm not really happy about that. But a simple Sellback Spätlese Riesling 2022. I think this will be something that I'm gonna, crack open for Friendsgiving. 30% off, so it was like $14, and I was like, yes, I'll do that. I also got another Riesling. I don't know if I want to hold on to this or I want to drink it this year, but I did want to get another Riesling because Rieslings are just in general expensive. And I'm like, if I can get 30% off on a Riesling, I like Rieslings. Again, watch my Riesling video where I kind of go into explaining the different classifications and just how to read a bottle, because it can get kind of tricky here with the German bottles, especially like the old version. So, and I'm gonna mispronounce this. Is it Gracker? ER, right? That's like the village, and Domprost, that is the vineyard. This is very stereotypical Mosel Riesling. Spätlese means a late harvest, so it's going to be on the sweeter, medium sweet side. 7.5% ABV. I was looking that like 2019, really great acidity, which is like a marker that this could be able to age really well. And this producer makes very consistent wines, so I was excited about that. And I don't know if I want to drink it this year or not. So it said $65. I got this for maybe $45, but I think that's a pretty good price for a Riesling, especially if I age this. So that is why this was my second pick. The other wine that I'm gonna be drinking probably this year is a Taurasi. This is a Italian wine from Campania, and the grape is Aglianico, which is a full body red. It's kind of hard to find Taurasis, and it just kind of piqued my interest. Again, with 30% off, it was around like $45. So I think that was a relatively good price, and this is something that I'll be drinking as it gets cooler this year. Okay, so now we're getting into the wines that I bought with the intention to hold. We'll see how well I do that. The first wine, and this was, I wouldn't say this was like the best deal of the bunch, but I got a half bottle vintage port. Hiller Flatgate, that's a very well-known port house, 2017. And vintage ports are known for being collectible items. They're only made in the best years when they have a good amount of tannins, so they know that this wine can be aged for potentially 40, 50 years. So very, very long time. Apparently, because it was a hot year, really great extraction, really dark. And the last vintage that they've made in recent years was 2018. So in my mind, I thought it would be kind of cool to age this for as long as I can. If I can age this for like 30, 40 years, I think I'd be pretty stoked. It's gonna get smoother with time, rich, fruity, and I'm just really excited. So that was a pick. And yes, so with the 30% off, I got this for around $50, which is kind of on par, but I don't have to pay for shipping and all that. So, you know, something that just caught my eye. There's only one bottle of it, so I got this and to hold. Ugh. One of the splurges, I got a Burgundy, Terry Pilot, Volnay Satinot, 2020. Volnays are typically more on the delicate side for Burgundies, which are Pinot Noirs. But Satinot is known for having the redder clay soil, which gives it good body and a little bit more power than a typical Volnay. I was reading, because I don't know, I'm gonna be truthful, I don't know all of the Burgundy vineyards as well as some experts do, but I was reading that Satinot is technically a part of Mercure, but they classified it under Volnay because it stylistically was more similar to Volnays. Still silky, but it should have more tannins. And Terry Pilot, he is a 4th generation winemaker, and even though he has a small portfolio, they're pretty well received and well known. Since it's not one of those Pinot Noirs that have like a much more aging potential, I probably will hold this for, 5 to 7 years before drinking it. Right under $80, which I think was a pretty good bargain. So that was one of my purchases. I forgot to add that Terry Pilot, he's known as kind of a purist, wants the terroir to do most of the talking, so very little use of oak. He tries really hard to integrate it with the wines. Now, a wine that I was so excited to see in the store, and there was like, oh, I thought there was something on my face. So unless you were like in the know, I think a lot of people were overlooking this wine, and I was kind of excited to see it. And I was able to grab the last one. So Flor de Pingus, 2018. And if you don't know, this is the second label of Pingus from Dominio de Pingus. The winemaker Peter Sazek, he came to Ribera del Duero in the 1990s and saw all these old gnarly vines, and he saw the potential of that area. And so he, painstakingly over the years, like pruned the vines so that they were healthy and that they only produced 1 or 2 buds per stump. So it was very, very low yield, which meant that the grapes were very concentrated. Pingus, which was the main, I guess the original, and which goes it's very, very expensive. I think like, I don't know, around like $900 per bottle, or like and up depending on vintage. In a Bordeaux en primeur tasting, Robert Parker ranked this wine a 96, which was very, very high, and it kind of shot this winery into like kind of a cult favorite. And so Pingus is very, very well known. It's as seen as one of the best wines in Spain. And Flor de Pingus, he always had 2 wines in mind, and Flor de Pingus was a wine that he also wanted to take advantage of old vines. So this wine was aged 18 months in 25% new oak, kind kind of keeping with the current style. Peter Sazek is kind of using less new oak and kind of producing more of a fresher style. So this wine is gonna have a lot of dark cherries, licorice, vanilla, cassis. So I think I'm probably gonna hold this. They say around 10 years. So I think like another 3 to 5 years. There's a lot of love and care that goes into here. And I'm excited to taste this. I heard, you know, bang for your buck, very, very good. Probably not as concentrated as previous versions, but apparently Sazek said that 2018 was a great year for Tempranillo. So yes, yay me. All right. Last wine that I am gonna hold. As you guys know, I am a Barolo fan. I do like my Barolos. I was kind of going back and forth. In my mind, I was like, I'm either gonna do the Burgundy or the Barolo. I'm not gonna do both. And lo and behold, I got both. So around the same price, well, a little bit actually more expensive. Retail was 120, which I think is a little much. And this went for 84 with the discount, which is more in line with how much the wines cost when I was in Italy and I was buying them. So Mosconi is the vineyard, and it has a little bit more clay, and which will kind of give it a little bit more structure. This will probably be good for 15, 20 years versus like 25 to 40 years of aging. This wine as a Barolo was aged at least 2 years in small French oak barrels and then 1 year in bottle. I'll see if I can be a little bit more patient. But yes, this is something that I am also very, very excited about tasting in the future. Patience, patience, patience. I have a couple of other wines that I bought for this season. While I was in Portland, Maine, I saw this Oloroso sherry, and I think, again, I think I drink more dessert wines. My family likes dessert wines. So for the holiday season, I kind of like to get some sweet wines. And so I got this. Typically, you kind of want this a little chilled. It has a kind of like an orange peel, kind of caramelly, silkiness to it. And I think my family's really gonna enjoy this. And then another wine that I saw that I kind of was like, ooh, I've been here before, I was in Sonoma and Russian River Valley and Martinelli. They make amazing Zinfandels, and Giuseppe and Luisa is one of their staples. And I saw this and I was very, very happy. And this is definitely a wine that is gonna be really tasty when it gets colder. So got this for this year. So since all these other wines I have to be very, very patient for. So that is what I have bought and what I will be drinking. I hope you guys have a wonderful fall season, and I will catch you guys later. Cheers.